Don't buy this emote if you are a Hanzo main. As a matter of fact, don't buy any skins, don't buy any cosmetics. They are spitting in the face of one of the most dedicated Overwatch communities just because they can. Complete radio silence despite the extremely overwhelming majority of Hanzo mains hating the changes that happened 3 months ago. Most of the time, when there are any changes to Hanzo, it's done to make the character less frustrating to play against. Here's a great example. This gameplay mechanic felt good and fluid to use as Hanzo. However, it often resulted in some frustrating behavior for enemy players that can be alleviated without impacting Hanzo's overall effectiveness too significantly. As in, we can make Hanzo feel worse to play, but the win rate will still stay on that nice 45% where we want it. And the few buffs that are made are all changes that no one asked for. Changes that no one wanted. Like, don't get me wrong. I like the new Hanzo emote, it's really good, but at the same time, it's a hilariously accurate portrayal of how seriously Blizzard takes us Hanzo mains. Comparing to, for example, the Mercy mains, whenever the changes were even half as bad as these Hanzo changes, there was pretty much instant communication and changes done to make Mercy players feel happy. Even though we are one of the most dedicated players in Overwatch, we are also an extremely fragmented community. And I'd say it's mostly my fault as one of the biggest Hanzo content creators. Like, I have never really been good at this public image and public speaking stuff and stuff like that, being autistic and all, but like, we have to come together and stand our ground, as cringe as it sounds. That's the only way changes have ever been reverted or taken another look at, so yeah. Nothing has changed after the Season 9 nerfs because we are too quiet. Like, most Hanzo players just rather give up the bow than bother complaining at this point. Like, even looking at my YouTube channel, it's clear how low the interest is in the character after the nerfs. Like, for example, my newest guide has the lowest click-through rate of any video I've made since Overwatch 2 came out. Blizzard is not a person. It's a stock company. It's legally obliged to make as much money as possible, to make decisions based on what brings in the most money, and right now, they are convinced that destroying Hanzo is the way to make the most money. And you can't really blame them. If they can even completely ruin Hanzo to make other players feel a tiny bit better, and Hanzo mains will still keep buying every cosmetic there's available, despite not even enjoying the character anymore, then what is the downside? Like, we Hanzo mains don't complain enough, but taking one shot away from a fucking sniper hero while giving the other one shot sniper hero a projectile hitbox? Like, come on. All the Hanzo nerfs and especially the buffs are completely tone deaf. These nerfs don't actually fix things, it's just a cheap way to make the players feel good when they read the patch notes, and it's all made at the expense of making Hanzo less fun to play and lowering the skill cap of the character. If you think it's not true, then explain why they stopped arrows from one-shotting and simultaneously turned Widowmaker's bullets into hit-scan Hanzo arrows and increased her maximum range to in most cases reach the very end of her sightlines. Explain how these changes actually fix the frustrating no-skill corner spam that has been the main complaint when the changes force every Hanzo player to switch from the Widowmaker playstyle to that brain-dead corner spam. Explain how it feels less random to die to a Hanzo arrow now that you are forced to peek Hanzo all the time, since you will survive the headshot as long as you didn't take a stray bullet from Roadhog shotgun across the map. Okay. Explain why it was a good idea to increase Hanzo's arrow hitbox back to what it was when Hanzo was such a hated character that it was socially acceptable to flame anyone who picks Hanzo. Not sure if I'm burning all bridges with Blizzard with this video, but like, you know, Blizzard prides itself with not living in a content creator echo chamber, allowing content creators to voice their negative opinions without being excluded. But my social intuition, no matter how weak it may be, still kinda tells me a stock company would never want to give any exposure to a content creator that rallies people to stop spending money on them. Maybe this video is the final nail in the coffin for my future, but I owe you all to be vocal about this, for getting me to this point, and for sticking with me all these years. And like, don't get me wrong, of course, I hate the changes as well. It's not as fun to play Hanzo anymore, and it's definitely not as fun to edit content with Hanzo in it anymore. So, I will say it one more time. If you are a real Hanzo main, if you care about the future of Hanzo, if you want things to change, you won't buy any more cosmetics until they change their vision. We have to come together and stand our ground. That's the only thing we can do at this point. Unless everyone just wants to give up. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.